Well, okay, so I'm in physical therapy, so I went to physical therapy. And then we went on a bike ride, my first bike ride since I fractured a bunch of bones.
Dang, how did you fracture a bunch of bones?
Wait, are we going now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I in September I was rear-ended by a semi-truck.
Dang, in a car? Or
Yes,
like,
in a car.
okay.
It wasn't just like on foot, but yeah. So I
Semi-truck. That's massive. What kind of vehicle did you get?
I
Like, were you
had
in?
I was in a Toyota Yaris,
Oh wow.
so tiny.
Is that like a sedan?
I could show you. You want to see? I
You have a picture of the aftermath?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Lots of
Yeah, I
pictures of
love-
the aftermath. It was really crazy. So that's not the right thing. But yeah, so this, I mean, that's afterwards.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyone in the back seat would have been dead.
Yeah, I had just dropped off some friends. So if
What?
you know,
Oh, and you can even see the Batman building in the back.
yeah. So it's
Wow.
wild because I was driving home, on to go to East from South Nashville.
Oh.
And so he turned my car around completely, hit it into the median, and it was facing the opposite direction in this photo, So,
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't remember really anything. I hit my head and like had a subdural hematoma. So my brain was bleeding and all that. So yeah.
They're like, don't go to sleep.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. I guess I was like sort of asleep. I don't, in a way. I was blacked out essentially, which I've never really experienced before. So I don't remember anything, but I was like sort of awake and like crying and stuff. And people told me because some guy pulled me out of my car.
Wow. How, like, when did you come to? Or like...
Probably not until I was in the trauma bay at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hours later?
Like 5 hours, I would think. Oh, yeah.
But you were aware that you had gotten in a car?
Yeah, I was aware. I just kind of was I was just cooperating with whatever anybody told me that was like happening or that I needed to do. And I was just laying down for so long.
Wow.
Like for like 10 days, I couldn't really move around. Yeah, it's been a crazy time.
That's hard. I mean, I can only imagine the perspective that you come away with.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I was in the hospital for a month and then I had to go back home where I'm from to Pittsburgh to recover some more for like 2 months. And so, and like throughout that time, like in the hospital, I went from like not being able to like get up at all to like being able to like go outside in a wheelchair and sit in the courtyard for a little bit every day or like, yeah, and then walker crutches.
Yeah. That was last year?
Yeah, so it's been like 6 months, almost 7 months since it happened.
Since it happened? And you're already able to walk around and stuff?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I know. I feel really, really lucky. Yeah. I like being alive, so.
Yeah, we can talk more about that in a little bit. We'll get started here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, welcome to Nashville Artist. I'm Jordan. Today, Laney Esper is here. Hey. Okay, cool. So where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Or to be more accurate, the place I'm from is called Pleasant Hills.
Pleasant Hills?
Yeah, like in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it there?
How is it there? I always say that Pittsburgh is very charming. I mean, have you ever been?
No.
There? Okay. I mean, it's very it's pretty like industrial, it's the Steel City. So it definitely has that kind of like industrial feel. People who are from there pretty much don't leave. It's like they are die hard for their city, which I appreciate. And yeah, like my whole family is there pretty much and has never really gone anywhere else.
Wow.
Aside from like maybe Philly for a short time. But yeah, I think it's a pretty special place. I don't think that I'll live there again, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I like to move around a little.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a little sister named Lucy and a little brother named Sammy.
Are they also into art, music?
Yeah, my brother is. He's just getting. I mean, he's always kind of liked it, I think, but he's like been. He started to get like parts in musicals and stuff, which
Oh,
is really
wow.
sweet. So I was just home for a little bit, and I got to see him in his musical. It was the first time he ever had like a solo, and it's very sweet. And then my sister, we've always like all of us have always kind of like drawn together and things like that. But my sister is in cosmetology school. She actually just got her license for that. So I'd say, I think that's definitely an art and have been like developing more of appreciation for that this year, like specifically. I just think it's so cool, like how much you can do with hair and things like that.
You said one's younger, one's older? Or
They're both younger. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You said they're back in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my sister to come down here, though.
Yeah, especially for cosmetology.
I know, yeah.
People would love that.
Right. So many salons.
Your face could be anyone's portrait.
So true, yeah. Or their hair. I mean, yeah, I've been like I really appreciate like what some people who I know at Local Honey like are doing, and like I just think that that's so awesome and like so fun to like be able to adventure with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've learned so much about hair, all kinds of stuff, like lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
Since moving to Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel like you just absorb. People are more fashion conscious here. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I became much more aware of that when I first moved here.
Yeah. Yeah, something that we sometimes talk about, like, I mean, specifically, Joe, who is my best friend, will often say, like, that people in Pittsburgh are, like, almost, like, 5 years behind, like, fashion-wise, or just, there's just, and I'm not hating, I know that there are people who have good style there, like, I'm friends with them, I know, but it's just, like, a general, like, for the most part, people here, like, know what's up.
Right.
In terms of how to dress themselves, or
right.
I don't know. Yeah.
And it rubs off.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you just like
and
subconsciously take it all in.
Right. Not like in an invasive way where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like so aware of myself, but it's just like, oh, I kind of like that. Like I'm actually gonna add that to my inventory.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I've seen someone do like so many incredible things with denim. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I'm so curious about
like,
what up with the denim.
Because I was always like, you don't want the Canadian tuxedo?
Oh wait, I think that's what it's called. Yes.
You think of that, but then there's like all these other ways. I don't know. I've been enlightened.
I'm into the Canadian tuxedo, I think.
Yeah.
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 Haven't done it in a minute, but I'm like big and love to wear overalls. Love anything that's like, oh, this pretty much makes up the entire outfit. You just have to add something that goes under one part, Like
Carhartt or something.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't have any Carhartt, but like I have some like Dickies denim, and then like a camo pair.
A camo pair of denim.
Oh,
I haven't seen that.
Well, I guess it's not denim, but they're overalls, so that's a big part of the.
That is something I definitely need to add to my arsenal.
You should.
Overalls.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Of course.
Well, it's like a one.
It's so simple. You just get to wear your big onesie.
Yeah. I have a jumpsuit, but it's like for winter time.
Yeah. Like it doesn't have like insulation for you.
Yeah, it's a little thick, and so it's like I burn up anyways. So
yeah.
I want to get like a yellow one though.
Oh, that would be good.
Be walking around like a banana.
I love that. That's awesome.
But anyways, what were you into as a little kid?
I think when I think of my childhood, I think about scavenger hunts a lot.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. My dad would always, when I don't know, he would like come home from work. He's a firefighter, so he would be gone for like a few days. I think 3 days on, 3 days off. I don't know, but no, that doesn't make sense. Oh no, it does. Anyway, sorry. So he would maybe get me like a little toy or something like that, or whatever. Just like there's no occasion, but he would just kind of create a scavenger hunt for me around the house. And um, he like he's a really good writer. It's not something that he's ever really done much about. But he, would make really clever rhymes and like awesome clues for me. And I'm talking like I'm 6 or 7, so I had to be able to like kind of read what it was. But he was really clever, and I would, go around the house and find my prize.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I love things like that.
What? So your dad's a firefighter? What?
He retired, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a firefighter.
What was your mom or?
She, for like my childhood, she kind of bartended a bit. Then she sort of didn't work, cleaned houses. She like started to like maybe want to do real estate. And then she works in jewelry now.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Are they like outside of their jobs? Are they like arts? Do they do any artistic stuff? Or not really?
I would say my mom is a really amazing cook, and I think that is an art for sure. Yeah. For sure. And then my dad is like one of my primary influences for my taste in music, I would say. Also my mom, like I think that there's, a dichotomy between the two of them where it's like my dad is the more like folky, like those things, or like rock sort of things, and my mom, like when I was little, like we would always listen to like this one Gwen Stefani CD all the time, or like she loves Eminem, like Beastie Boys, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I had a good dichotomy.
Was he like listening to like a lot of Neil Young, and then she was listening to?
Okay, so she's like Eminem.
Yeah, like those ones, late 90s.
Yeah, that like kind of like rap, hip hop type of stuff. And then my dad, he loves like Tom Petty, and we listened to the Beatles a lot when I was little. He was like huge like Weezer when I was growing up. That was like big. I think maybe because I liked it too. Nice. Like what else? Indigo Girls.
Oh yeah.
When they were like, our age in their 20s and early 30s, whatever, they were like going to big festivals and stuff all the time together. Like I have this shirt of my mom's from Lilith Fair. Do you know about Lilith Fair? Yeah, it's like a all women festival from like, I have a shirt from 98, and that's the year I was born. So, and it has, a lot of really cool female artists that were on the lineup.
I'm guessing your parents were in their 20s in the 90s?
Yeah. So they got married like a few years before I was born. So they were like in their late 20s in the late 90s. So yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. I keep thinking about this because it was like 10 years ago. Like no one would care about your crappy flip phone or like an old, video camera or whatever. But now that that's 20 years ago, that's coming back.
Oh yeah.
Because for so long I was thinking like 20 years ago was the 80s. You know what I mean? Like I was a 90s,
that is true.
2000s kid, and so I was like,
that is wild to think about.
They were probably like, it's weird that people think 80s music is classic rock. That's how I feel about 90s music.
Yeah, but if you think about like Kurt Cobain and like that's what that is now for kids who are.
It is, and it's crazy to think about because I'm like, dude. I love Nirvana, but I'm like some really dark, but like 70s and 80s music. It was kind of like childish,
a little lighter,
yeah, a little lighter. Even if it was Guns N' Roses, all right, they like to get drunk, whatever, But it was like 90s. It was like self-sabotage, and it was like depression, and it was like suicide, and like what I mean, like all the bands were like embodying these like really dark topics, and it's like it's crazy that that's getting put into a pop light now.
That is interesting to think about, just because I think that so much of like what I see on the internet from the generation just below me below us, like they definitely cling to that kind of spirit of just like, yeah, definitely darker.
Yeah, the old, or just like, I don't know. It's like maybe to me, like, indies seem more nostalgic to me probably than the 2000s, probably just because I was born at the beginning of the 90s. But I'm sure that same nostalgia as someone who was born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. I guess I'm going off on a tangent here.
No, it's fine.
But anyways, it's just like weird that like, because like you think about Korn, I'm like, the music's so intense.
Right.
I like Tool, I like those bands, whatever. But it's just like crazy that's like, I don't know, like, oh, it's just classic rock.
The primary.
Yeah. And it's like, man, it's so intense music. But
yeah.
Anyways.
For sure.
So what first got you into art?
I don't know. I think I've kind of been thinking about this lately because I'm just like having some memories come up from childhood. There was this one time like I you good?
Yeah, it's good. Okay. I was just making sure it was.
There was this one time, or just kind of growing up, I would always on Christmas we like have a huge family because my grandpa's family is from Syria and there were 13 siblings. So, and I say grandpa, but I would actually call him Jiddu. That's like the Arabic. I'd probably say it differently than it would actually be said. But so we would always have Christmas at my Aunt Bobo's house, and like it was huge because there's so many of us because there's so many children in that family. But I would always like grab my cousins and tell them to like come under the snack table with me. So like imagine us under this table and there's like a little bit of a cloth, you know, and I'm like, all right, like we're meeting right now because we're gonna do a show in the like kitchen because there's like a curtain that goes into like the room where the adults would get their alcohol or whatever. And I would be like, all right, we're going to perform Jingle Bells and like this song and this song. And so I would be like, okay, everybody come into the kitchen now and pull the curtains and we would perform it for them, which is so funny to me because I've always thought of myself as like kind of like a shy kid a little bit, or just like not, I don't know though, because I was always like making friends on like vacation and stuff like that. But I think that I just never thought of myself as someone who would do any sort of like performance art. And I was spearheading that as like a 6-7-year-old. I just think that's really funny. But yeah, I think, I don't know, ever since I was pretty little, I was like, oh, this is interesting to me. I don't remember like a specific time where I was like, this is something I want, but I like just kind of was like, oh, in 3rd grade, I like told my friends like we're starting a band, and it was called Pixie Dust.
Oh wow!
We didn't do anything, but like I wrote songs and I brought my papers to recess that I wrote them on, and I told them like this is how it goes, and I would sing it to them, and I gave everyone their like I was like, you're the drummer. Like I told this one girl she could be the manager because I was like, that's too many people in a band. And
wow.
So I don't know. I was always like
3rd grade
doing stuff like that, but I never really, I don't know. I didn't think of it seriously for a very long time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you like to, I guess you like to play pretend?
Yes, definitely. We also, on the subject of recess, we also created this world. It was just like another world that you would go to, and you had to like jump over a rock, like a big stone, like 3 times. There was this stone in the field, and then you would enter the world. Oh, wow. We were in our other dimension at recess, and there was like a dark lord in the forest, and he was like trying to get this key from.
Wow.
I need to start a D&D campaign is what we're.
What was the playground like?
It was kind of like, so the top was like a big field, and then there was, your classic slides, monkey bar type deal. and then there was a hill, and you could go down, and there was like swing set there, seesaw, kickball type.
Was it next to woods?
Yes. So the field is where the woods were, and that's where the Dark Lord lived.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I had woods next to my playground too, and so I was like, I don't know, and we used to play pretend in the woods.
That's awesome.
But
yeah, I love to pretend for sure.
Recess, man, I have so many memories from recess.
It's a really beautiful part of life.
It is.
Yeah.
Go out and play.
Yeah. I mean, like, even today, like, we went on a bike ride together, and I love to be like, you guys want to ride bikes? Like, that's just such a sweet kid thing to say.
Yeah.
You want to ride bikes today?
That's how I feel when I go skiing.
Yeah, I've never skied.
Like a kid. Like,
wow, I would love to ski. I'm a little scared of, like, my bones, but but like, I mean,
you can start out.
You know, it happened, like, it's 24 when that happened, so it's, I mean, I'm 25 now. It's been a few months, but you know, I'll be okay eventually to do things like that again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, how did you start out, like in school, or like, I guess, with music, or which art, I guess, did you?
Wait. So you're asking? Wait.
Sorry, like, I guess when you're younger, were you like gravitating towards music, or?
Yeah, I did the classic, like, 4th grade, 3rd grade. They were like, "Hey, everybody's gonna learn an instrument now."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And so in 3rd grade, I was like, "I'm gonna play the trumpet," and I tried, and that just didn't really pan out for me. And so then I, in 4th grade, was like, okay, no, moving on, let's do clarinet. And I did that for a little bit. Also didn't pan out. I think that my parents, like, let me quit things too much when I was little.
Oh yeah, and were you kind of like, 1 week I want to do it, next week?
Yeah, like, I would just be kind of like, okay, like, yeah, and you know, they had to like pay to rent the instrument for the year or whatever, and I would be like, I don't know if I want to do it, but it's like, oh, you should have made me do it. I know it's not, like, I can't really blame them.
Yeah.
Because I was probably really pushing to not play. But I do sometimes, like, really wish that they would have. So yeah, I did that kind of thing, and then from there, I don't know, in elementary school too, I was in like some musicals. I played a deer one time.
A deer?
Yeah, it was like a Beauty and the Beast Christmas special. I'm not sure what that was about, but I played a deer, got to like sing, and I remember like having to audition, and it was so scary, like standing in a line and like singing like one line from a song or something. But it was like a theater outside of my school that my parents found. So so I guess I've kind of done things like that my whole life, which is funny to think about. So yeah, I was like in middle school musicals at like a church nearby. And then I didn't really, like, I didn't move into like being like, oh, I'm gonna like write songs. I always sort of did, but I never showed anybody or like talked about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like in high school or anything?
Yeah, I would like try to practice guitar at home.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I never really like was like, hey, by the way, I sing, or I don't know. I kind of was like,
out there, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of kept it
to
yourself.
I was a little secret about it.
When did you come out of your shell, or whatever? Like start sharing it?
I guess college, sort of. Our college had these things called coffee houses.
Wow.
Like, so I was on like the event planning team for my college. It's a tiny Christian school in Florida.
Oh, what was it called?
Palm Beach Atlantic University. There's a lot of stuff on the internet about them right now, which I'm embarrassed about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really embarrassing. But I mean, you know, I'm still grateful for the education that I have from the professors there, but I don't like what's happening. They to just like give you context, they fired one of my favorite professors in this year because he had a section in one of his honors courses about racial justice.
What?
And they said that they like put him on, not on trial, but just like we're looking into everything and saying that he was indoctrinating students.
Like, don't teach MLK or?
Yeah, like just stuff like that. Like he would just talk about like what was going on right now with racial justice and like just normal stuff that is just true history that people need to know about. He was like honors is kind of that. It's like humanities-ish. Yeah, just liberal arts education. I mean, he wasn't saying anything like with an opinion, you know, to be like, this is what I believe politically or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Even if a professor did say that, you don't have to take, and he did not, but you don't have to take everything that someone says as, you know, gospel.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's really frustrating. But yeah, so circling back.
You studied art or music there?
No, I studied English literature.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then I got a question.
Okay.
Do you, okay, well, I'm sure that like really helps songwriting and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I think, you know, I always wrote a lot of poetry. And like took some like creative writing courses in college and started to feel, you know, more confident in my like writing capabilities because of that. And, you know, that professor would have us reach out to like small journals and things like that to have them publish pieces. And I, you know, had the opportunity to do that and got a few poems published, which was really cool. And that kind of like, I think started to give me more confidence to share.
Nice. So they started, like a lot of your songs started off as poetry or?
I would say that just generally I wrote poetry a lot, and then I don't know, sometimes like just like think of words in the form of a melody and like have to record it on my phone. Like while driving or in the shower or whatever. And then that's sort of when I started to be like, okay, I'm actually going to sit down and do this. And not until like right after college did I like sit down and actually write like an entire song.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
There were always bits and pieces around.
So you play guitar as well?
Yeah, I'm not like awesome.
Okay. Like what would you say like singing is your main?
Yeah, I like to sing the most. I like guitar. It's just hard. I didn't, you know, really start like I like always have like sort of tried to play and known a little bit, but not until like right after college did I start to play a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And we kind of talked about this earlier, but why would you say you're drawn to music? Or
yeah, I think that just like listening to it so much growing up and like knowing that it gave me a different feeling about every experience, sort of like you can, I don't know, I can, you know, connect so many feelings and experiences to songs just because of the way that it made me feel.
You know how old you were when you like first discovered that?
I think about like the first house that I really lived in, and that's, you know, in the 6 to 7 range. I feel like I'm really thinking about those ages as we're talking. Yeah. Like I remember, you know, being in my dad's, he had like a little truck, and like sitting in the jump seats in the behind him, you know?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What kind of truck was it?
Oh,
or the seats
maybe like a Nissan.
Oh,
but yeah,
the seats
like,
on the side.
And they're on the side, and you like can put them down.
Yeah.
And I was like so little, so I could just, you know, sit in there. And yeah, I remember like that's where I taught myself how to whistle, like just like little things like that are very sweet. And yeah, and like I don't know, my parents were always doing things to like they were giving me things. Like my dad got me a guitar when I was like 7, and
wow,
I think because he wanted that for himself. Yeah, which is cool. Like I bet I asked, but I think that he was probably like giving me the gifts to like guide me.
Yeah, now
in some ways.
Yeah, now you'll get to do that. You'll be like, it'll be great.
Yeah, it was cool. They got me a harmonica one time.
Oh, really?
I don't. I would just like run around.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I was given a harmonica too as a little
kid.
I don't
it's a good like
it's a good
kid toy.
Yeah, I know.
A good kid instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they gonna do?
You can contribute.
Yeah. And it's like they're not gonna break it, It's
yeah, right. I mean, and if you do, it'll be alright.
It's a harmonica.
Get a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
A low stakes gift instrument.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the tagline for harmonica.
Harmonica, low stakes. Yeah. Yeah. My God, that's hilarious. So, how do you develop your artistic skills?
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, so much of I feel like my development with any art has been just like being connected to people who are doing it and like who I admire and are doing like what I want to do. So yeah, being here has been so special. I, upon moving here, kind of like I wasn't even gonna pursue making my own music. I had been like writing for a music editorial for a while, based in Brooklyn, called The Wild Honey Pie. Oh, wow. And which I still sometimes do contribute there. But I, was coming here and thinking, okay, I'll work in the industry somehow. Like maybe I'll do some more music journalism type of stuff. And then I didn't. So.
Okay, cool. So, what of all time, who are some of your favorite bands and artists?
Yeah, all time. Ooh. Well, I mean, Alex G is my favorite generally. I would say, like to be like currently, I love Alex G. Do really love Pinegrove. I'm trying to think of like who in the past. Like in like my early high school years, my dad discovered the Avett Brothers, and we all were like obsessed. And that's kind of always going to be, I think, a staple of my life, my listening life. Like Wilco, Dawes.
Oh yeah, Wilco.
Yeah, I love Wilco.
I've seen Wilco several times.
Have you? I want to see them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Glenn Koji, drummer.
Yeah,
I've met him. He's really cool.
That's so neat.
Yeah, I love
that's cool for you as a drummer.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Tweedy is a genius.
Yeah. I love the Star Wars album.
Wait, what?
The album's called Star Wars.
I don't know. I don't even think I know that.
Yeah, it came out a couple of years ago. It's more progressive.
Okay, I'll have to listen.
Yeah.
It's under Wilco or under Jeff?
Wilco.
Okay. Cool. I have to listen to it.
Because I remember I was like, dude, that's bold. I'm also like, kind of like, how dare you?
How is that allowed?
Like, Star Wars is one of my favorite things. How can you just like...
But you like it.
Yeah.
So he got you.
Yeah, he did well. I was happy.
Yeah. I think if I'm like thinking back to, like, if I'm just going all around, I do really like, like Jonathan Richman. He's cool. I got into a really big like phase with the Kinks.
Oh yeah.
They're awesome. Oh well, yeah. Currently, my favorites right now are definitely MJ Lenderman, Alex G, and probably like I can't stop listening to Wednesday's album that just came out last week, which MJ Lenderman and Wednesday lead singers are dating, and I think that's really sweet.
So MJ Linderman's his own thing, or like
it's his like solo band.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, because I think his name is Jake.
Okay, cool. I'll check these out.
They're so good. That was my favorite album last year. Was his.
Do you know, like, was there a song or anything when you were a little kid? And you're like, wow, I want to sing, or
I got really, early into listening to it. I really like the song "Under Control" by him. But they're all so good.
Or who were you like when you were a little kid? Who were
yeah.
They're badass. I want to be like them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like a big one was like, I guess, is it the Dixie Chicks, but I know it's the Chicks now.
Yeah, but you
like,
can just say
is Dixie. It like Wide Open Spaces? Is that them?
Oh, I
think so. That I was like, whoa, like I'm a free little woman. That was a special one. But yeah, I think that, and then even like being super little and hearing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah.
That made me feel crazy in an awesome way. Like I was like,
made you just want to run all over the house.
This is gonna be like, well, like I'm specifically remembering being in the truck like with my dad, or in his like, he had like a blue Santa Fe, which is what I learned to drive in. And like having, one of those in the tape machine and just being like, this is amazing. Like just so much feeling from those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The harmonies.
Yeah.
Power also, of the voices.
Like freaking Landslide, being little and hearing Landslide.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Oh yeah, Fleetwood Mac. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is, I feel like Stevie Nicks is like a very sacred person to like every little girl.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. That was a big one for sure. Yeah, right. Wide Open Spaces and Landslide. I haven't really thought about that, but I do think that they were both like super integral to me being like, oh, this is awesome. Cool that it was women.
Yeah. So, where do you find inspiration?
I think probably just like from experience, and also just being, I think outside is really nice. Lately I've been like thinking about bugs a lot and stuff like that, and writing about them some. Certain people just really bring it out. I really love people, and so, yeah, just experiences with people, like watching them, experiencing them, sharing things with them. It's funny how like, I don't know, specific people can really like bring it out.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like a romantic thing, it's just like this connection like makes me want to make something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They like inspire you to like feel compelled.
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of bugs?
Bugs? I wrote something about like, well, I would call them potato bugs usually when I'm little, but like pill bugs, like, do you know what I'm referring to?
I'm not sure.
It's the ones that like, they're like gray and little.
Roly-polys?
Yes. That's actually probably what I called them when I was little.
Roly-polys.
Roly-poly. Yeah. But you know what? That's actually maybe better for a lyric. I think I just said the pill bug.
Oh yeah.
But I was talking about how like sometimes if you touch me or something, I'm gonna like curl up and like hide.
Roll away. Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm thinking about those. Something about me is that I really love snails. I haven't written about snails, but I am reading a book about them right now.
Oh really?
Yes.
What's the book called?
It is called The Sound of a Wild Snail Eating.
Wow.
Yes, it's very good.
I was gonna ask you what kind of books? I'm assuming you like to read books.
I do.
What kind of
I want to spend more time reading books. My favorite book is I Captured the Castle by Dodie Smith. It's just like a coming of age novel in like a dilapidated castle in England. The main character is just so honest. It's really sweet to like know her. So I like things like that. I really like. I'm definitely kind of a fiction girl. I really like this one book by John Steinbeck called Cannery Row. It's a short. It's like a novella. It's short, but it's just neat because you get to know so many different characters and you feel like you are with them. And I love that. That's the type of book that I like, is whenever I'm like, oh, I'm like so, a part of your world whenever I'm here.
Have you read The Grapes of Wrath?
I haven't.
Oh, wow.
I know, I haven't read like the big Steinbeck novels.
That book will make you feel like you are there.
Yeah.
I mean, when he starts
He's an amazing writer.
Yeah, when he starts talking about the encampments out west, because people are going west to find gold, and these encampments that set up to put people to work, and they only pay them just as much so that they can spend the money in their own little shop to get food, and so then they have to stay there and just keep working. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like a dead end. Like, he just makes you feel
stuck.
Stuck.
Yeah, it's horrible. But but like so neat that he's like able to really
capture that.
Yeah. It is crazy period. Sometimes, like when you step out from reading something and it's like, oh, like I feel like I'm still there, or like the residue is still on me from this story, which is so neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you read mostly fiction?
I would say so. I think that the Sound of Wild Snail Eating is not. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, but she's. It's like a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that would make sense. It's not fiction.
Yeah, but it's not like. It is like giving me snail facts, but it's more like. It's about this woman who she's like sick, like sort of like a hospice type situation, and her friend brings her a pot from outside with a violet flower planted, and there's a snail in there. And I don't think her friend even noticed that there was a snail, but it's like it becomes like her pet in this like sort of hospital situation, and she just watches it every day because she can't really move. And yeah, so it's mainly just like her musings and like on the snail and how it is relating to us, and her experience. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Snails. And how slow they move.
Yeah. Did you know that they oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but if they like don't like their current circumstances, like if it's like a little cold or something, or I don't know, they'll just like go into hibernation.
Wow.
They'll like create this thing that kind of
their shell
takes them in. Well, not just their shell, but they make something even more with like their, I don't know if it's called mucus. I'm probably using the wrong term, but they'll like make this thing and it will just encapsulate them for long. And then maybe they'll peek out and be like, a few months later, oh, it's better. I'm gonna
the little eyes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Snails. I need to study snails more.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn about them from them.
Right. So what are your strengths and weaknesses as an artist?
Gosh. Well, immediately my mind goes to weaknesses. I think that I just have such a hard time having, the, what is it called whenever my brain is being silly. No, not confidence, but like, I just, oh my gosh, my brain is so, whenever you're like, I need to practice more is essentially what I'm thinking. Like I want to like devote discipline. Yes, thank you. I want to have more discipline in practicing, the guitar, or I really want to learn, I'm saying really like that so passionately, but I should probably just freaking do it. But I want to learn, kind of more about like production and so I would say that, I think that I do lack discipline, or I don't know, maybe I'm being hard on myself, but yeah,
just more discipline.
There's just so much there's so many hours, but so much of it is spent like on my phone or whatever, which is so like that is ugly. I don't like that. I don't want to be doing that. I would rather, be doing something that's actually going to be important for me, because I'm not going to remember some silly video I saw in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to remember by muscle memory being better at the thing that I want to get better at. So, yeah, I'm kind of just preaching to myself now. But I would say strengths is that I really am like I don't really know anything about like theory, like music theory, or which sounds maybe like weakness, but I like this has never been like my whole life. And I think that gives me perspective in a different way, where I'm like, this isn't something that I like have always done. And so I don't get like stuck in some ways that I think some of my friends have told me that they feel stuck when doing things.
Know too much.
Yeah.
Or like, and paralyzed by like overstimulating, like knowing too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like knowing how something would be perfect and like not being able to get there because I don't know. Yeah, like knowing too much can sometimes be not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there is something nice about I'd never really done anything until I was 23, like never really like finished a song or brought it to someone or something like that. And yeah, I think that definitely helped me I think that I'm in a much better state than I would have been if I were younger and trying, and like I'm creating things that I like better than I probably would have whenever I was younger, if I had just like, I don't know. Yeah.
You're creating things now that you wouldn't have created when you were younger?
I feel like not. Yeah, I think that I needed the experiences to inform
like to
what I'm making now.
Go off and do other things that aren't music. Yeah. That's, you got to remain a child, like the curiosity.
Yes. Okay, that's like huge.
Childlike curiosity.
Yes.
Being curious, get pessimistic or cynical
is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I read something the other day where someone said like I don't know what it was, something about just like all things that are like kind of bad are rooted in fear, into like, but curiosity is like the antithesis of that.
Yeah. The wonder, childlike sense of wonder.
Right.
Wow, what if this happens?
Yeah. And I think like when I am, making something, like if I'm in the studio with Thad, who does my production, and does my friend, he like, I don't know, I'll just kind of be like what if we did this? And it's just so fun because anything, you could do anything.
Be excited about it.
Yeah.
Giddy, like,
right.
Yeah. I feel like that is the greatest strength in anyone, is if they can remain a child and don't let life beat it out of them. Because some people are too skeptical, or because once I realized this, like, whatever you search for, you'll find. If you look for bad stuff, you'll find it. If you look for good stuff, you'll find it.
Right.
So you kind of choose. And so I'm like,
gotta be careful where you dig.
Yeah. And you gotta like, not like what you were talking about earlier, getting in, like, when people, not everyone's word is dogma.
Right.
Or don't be trapped by dogma.
Totally. Yes.
That is a great strength. So how would you best describe the type of artist you are?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I would definitely say that I'm a curious one. And I don't know, I like think about this. One of my friends said to me recently, that like when he watches me watch people playing live music, like he thinks that I am enjoying it more than anyone in the world like enjoys it. And I think that that's so sweet. And I feel that I am sort of an artist for the people because I just get so excited about other people, like what they're doing. And I yeah, it really excites me. And I just like want to, uplift what other people are doing all the time. It's like the most exciting thing to talk about. So that, and yeah, I feel like I'm an artist baby as well because I'm new at all of it. It feels so new still. Yeah.
Like,
So
what about like the type of music? Like, would you say
yeah,
like indie or like?
yeah. I would say indie. I've been like some of it's a little folky. There, some ambient elements. Um, but I like things. I like to listen to things that have a little crunch. So that's kind of what I am moving towards, or would like to. I would like a little bit more like
Lo-fi or
chaos.
oh yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I like. There's this one song that sometimes when I perform it, or actually always when I perform it, I want everyone to scream so loud during this like just sort of instrumental part, and I always want everyone to like howl. I just want people to be crazy. I think it's so fun. I think maybe it is sort of that childlike
Like
nature.
let down your guard.
Yeah, like it's just so exciting to like think about everyone just like yelling. It's so fun to yell. Like
Primal.
why not yell? Yeah. It is primal. The carnal instinct
Yes.
of yelling that is what I desire.
Especially when you're at a concert. There's music
Yeah.
going. It's like tribal.
And it's
It's
hard
like
too because I think that people like it is difficult sometimes to be in a crowd here because people are not interested in like having that kind of excitement all of the time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can get these people.
Yeah, there's very much a crossed arms
Yeah.
across chest, like a little bit of a nod.
They'll be like, watch this. I won't have a good time at all. I'm like, geez, Scott, you're having a
I mean, there's
fun
so
time,
yeah,
right?
there's so much to experience here on the daily. So like, why not like fully just
every day is new here.
Get into it.
It's amazing. Like everywhere you go here, whether there's someone performing something or something, someone had to practice to be wherever they are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's not
so sweet to think about.
In like certain towns, it's like this is Billy's first gig, and he and his buddies are drunk and haven't really practiced, and like so we're at the mercy of how well they're going to play.
Right.
But here it's like everyone's serious, even if
and
it's
they're
like
all really good.
Yeah, they're all really good.
Like even if it's not something you're into, it's like
yeah,
I know that you're so good at this.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's sweet, but yeah, people can be very just like, no, dude, like I'm not
jaded.
I'm not gonna yell.
Yeah, the jaded, the chronic malcontents.
For sure.
Nothing is cool to them. They're too blasé.
I love that.
Okay, cool. So, where did you record Farm Cat?
Yeah, so in Thad Kopech's studio, which was his home but is now just a studio. But yeah, so we did that in his studio, which is where I've recorded everything really. I just like sort of recorded something with a different friend like 2 weeks ago, which was really fun. That's the first time I've done that. Like that is just like the guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does he like orchestrate the other instruments? Like
yeah. I mean I come, sort of with like guitar, bare bones type stuff. Come with like chords and things like that, but he knows more than me.
He's really good at the production side.
He's so good. Yeah. It just is kind of a magic magic connect that we have been so lucky to have, which is really cool. But yeah, I wrote Farm Cat the night before we recorded it.
Wow. What gave you the idea to write Farm Cat?
Ooh. I actually, do you know those getaway cabins?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
With the big window and people are with their dog. There's lots of ads, I feel like. I don't know.
I think so. It's a mini retreat kind of
Yes. So I did that for one night by myself. I was like, this will be fun. I'm gonna go stay in this cabin. And I had a discount from some yoga class I took during COVID time, in my house on Zoom. Somehow it was sponsored. And so I had this discount from then. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And so I went, brought my little classical guitar, and I, was thinking about this person that I really liked and had a huge crush on for months after, they told me they just want to be friends. But they approached me first to try and take me out or whatever. And I was like, okay. I was like, whatever, yeah. I didn't even know it was a date. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they just want to be my friend. Now I love them. So, essentially, yeah, I wrote that about just really essentially being down bad for them if we're using some lingo slang.
Down bad, you like them but they don't
I just like them so much. And it was like, what do I do with this?
You're suffering.
Yeah, I was suffering. I was yearning. And yeah, so I wrote it about him and at me as the cat, me as the little farm cat. I mean, I think that probably I gotta say it was probably influenced by the fact that I do have a cat that I love very much, and I was probably thinking about her to me. So
what's her name?
Tooth.
Tooth?
Yes.
Wow.
That's my girl.
It's the first pet I've ever met or heard about.
No, named Tooth.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I like it. It's interesting.
She's special.
Nice. Mm-hmm. How long have you had her?
Oh, I've had her a little over a year. A year and 2 months or 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love cats. My parents have cats. I don't have any cats, but
yeah, it's so funny. Anytime I go into someone's house now after having her, I'm like, oh, you have any pets? I've never been like that before, but I feel like homes don't feel alive to me now unless there's a little animal roaming around.
That's true.
Yeah. I can't imagine her not being there.
Because you can feel their presence.
Yeah. It's so nice. I'm never alone.
Yeah.
She's there. I don't know if she would do anything to protect me. but she's there.
Exactly. She'll be your friend while you go through it all.
Yeah. She's been there for some cries for sure.
And then, because you released Farm Cat as an EP, or
it's on an EP.
2 songs.
Well, so I'm about to release an EP in next month. But it will be on that. It's just the way the distribution works. We're doing a lot of singles.
Oh yeah.
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 Streaming is so silly, but it's just the
way. You gotta have it. You have to keep bringing it out.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you have to
yeah.
Surprise! There's another one. Oh, so
you can't be here's all 10 of my songs.
No.
And then you're like, I have to watch. Right.
They won't listen.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you have to just feed them little bits. Hansel and Gretel them.
Yeah. Until, Hansel and Gretel them. Yeah.
So yeah, Farm Cat, and then so I released one single before Farm Cat, which is probably what you're referring to, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa, if you want.
Yeah, I released that, and then actually I released it. I had the date set, and then I was in the hospital when it was released because it was 2 days after I had an accident. So, Yeah, and then Farm Cat, I was like, ooh, like we have to put this on pause for a little while because I just was recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you want to come perform it? Like, I can't right now.
Actually, though, a few people did like talk to me when I was in the hospital asking if I could like play a gig, or I had to cancel one. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I can't. So, yeah, but at some
now
point,
you can.
I could now. I like to jump, so I want to make sure I could jump. I like to jump around, just dance around a little bit.
Jump. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
when you're
like
performing.
If I'm performing, yes,
yeah, that's cool.
I do like that.
So when you perform, do you have like a band, or is it?
Yeah. My friends play with me. My drummer is my friend Jesse Lindsay, who is also such a phenomenal photographer. And then I have my friend Dave, who plays guitar for me, my friend Jacob Talent, who plays the bass. And then I will, sometimes I play a little bit of guitar. The last gig before I got crunched by the truck, I played like a song kind of on my own, which was so scary, but I did it.
So normally you're like
I'm usually just like singing. Yeah. Maybe that's my goal soon, is to be able to like, I want to play along. That's so fun.
Yeah. Connecting.
There's a certain like energy that comes with that. Like you get to like, I like watching people who are playing look at each other and like be feeling it. Yeah. It's so sweet. Like there's such a there's a sweet connectivity with that.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So what initially brought you here?
Well, I was kind of off and on dating somebody who lived here, and so I would come to visit. And that we weren't even dating when I moved here actually, but we were still connected, and so I moved here. I also I went to school in Florida, and I had been home for a year, like graduated college in my bedroom.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, because my school was shut down, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 1 year to just like save up and then move somewhere. And so I was kind of in between here and DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I decided on here.
Why was it between here and DC?
My best friend was living in DC, and also NPR is there, and I really wanted to like try and intern there, or just like to do like music journalism stuff. She had actually just interned there for their like event internship. And yeah, I just like wanted to be with her as well. So, and then also like here for also music surroundings, and I just knew I liked it from being here. The like landscape is not much different from Pennsylvania to me in some ways. I mean, it's a little hotter in the summer, I think, but still they're both humid. Pittsburgh's super humid.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's so close to Ohio. I don't know if that's like. I don't know if Ohio's
maybe the winds humid. Or like whatever the climate.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh feels humid. Maybe it's just the way that I don't know.
Yeah,
the way that like, the earth is scooped there.
I don't know. Yeah, spring and summer here. I mean, spring and fall here are like and the fashionable times, and then when it gets to like sticky summer,
it's a little bit brutal.
It's like you want to wear pants, but you don't because I don't know. It's like sweating in the pants.
The thing is that I hate summer fashion. Like I hate to wear
just shorts and tank top.
That's my least favorite.
Same here.
Outfit to wear.
Yeah, like fall and winter. I mean, even winter, you have layers. So you can be more fashionable.
Yes, that feels a little bit better to me. A turtleneck.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more of a cold person. Like I get
I mean, you
really
like skiing.
hot. Yeah, I just like I burn up.
Mm.
So like cold climate just seems more comforting because you can just put on more clothes.
Right. Yeah, I think I maybe feel the same way.
But I also like the amphibious lifestyle of swimming and being in the hot.
Swimming is my favorite thing to do, maybe ever.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You should go down to. Have you ever been to Chattanooga?
I have. Yeah.
There's many wonderful swimming spots.
Okay. It's not that far.
Blue holes is what we call them.
There's a place in Pittsburgh that is called Blue Hole that we would go,
really?
and it's like you could like jump really high.
Is it like in the woods?
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
Super far into the woods.
I love swimming holes in the woods.
It's so cool. You could like jump like 20 feet from this cliff.
Oh wow.
It's very fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love doing things like that.
Yeah. I love I wish Nashville had more
amphibious. I go to the lake a lot in the summer. Yeah.
Like, do y'all rent a boat?
No, we just we go up to like that like the camp 7 Points campground.
Oh, okay.
And go swim there. I guess it's Percy Priest.
Yeah, it's Percy Priest.
So we will go and swim there.
That's
a lot.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Gotta be able to get in water somehow.
I know. I'm like, I have to be able to get in the water.
Mm-hmm. And if I see water, I'm like,
yes,
I'm going.
Like, I have a friend who's like really into fishing. I don't really care about fishing, but he likes to go in nature. I like to go in nature. Yeah. So I go with him, but
and he fishes and you swim.
Yeah, I swim. Yeah, I try to swim away from his fishing, but
sure. Yeah, I was kind of thinking.
But I'm enjoying myself in nature. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you do all the fishing, man. Take care of the fish. I'm gonna explore the water.
Yeah, it's the best. I did something that's like kind of gross recently. Well, not recently, like in the summer. But I was riding my bike like in the Shelby Bottoms, and I was like, I want to get in that water, and it's like the Cumberland or something. So that's not good. There's like bodies in there or something, right? I don't know. I just heard it's dirty.
It's dumping.
I didn't really know, but I got in there. I'm alive though.
How did you feel when you got out?
Fine. Got back on my bike, like soaked.
You didn't itch or anything?
No.
That's good.
No. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say you got in the duck pond or whatever.
No, like down. Like yeah, I do love to sit there, but no.
I did too.
Yeah.
I wanted to get in that water.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It sparkles. Yeah. Imagine if we all did just like swim in there one day.
Yeah.
Probably kind of gross. I bet it's a little bit deep if you like it.
Probably
down
is.
In there.
I've always had this insanely weird thought, but like, what if, like back in like Roman times, there was the gladiators and like the arena. What if there was just like a place like here in Nashville where people just like massive crowds congregated every day?
And
like
a fight or just like a hang?
Or just like take part in whatever's happening in the arena.
Yeah.
But like every day there's like
I think I would
80,000 people, and and compel people to go there. It's like everyone it's like jury duty. Everyone gets paid or like has to go spend their day there and like take part in the crowd.
I like it. I mean maybe not like every day, but I think I would like something like that maybe weekly.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, and you can just like hear the roar of the crowd.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, some of that is happening right now with like protests.
That's true. But
I mean, it's not the same like.
Yeah, I guess
it's not like
under
fun, we're mad.
Yeah,
but...
happy pretenses.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right.
Where, like a gladiator game, like not necessarily that's happy, but like for entertainment.
Yes.
But it's just like insane that this like people get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, I've been thinking about like bathhouses a lot.
Oh yeah, I saw that your bathhouse.
Like, yeah.
And I was like, what is a bathhouse?
Yeah, it's great.
What do you like? Do you just leisurely take a shower? Or, I mean,
no,
or a bath?
I mean, there's a hot tub in there type deal, and you just like it's like saltwater-ish, some saltwater half maybe, and you like go in there, and then there's a hot sauna, like a dry sauna, and then there's the steam room, and then you could like rinse off after. But it's awesome.
Typically how long do you stay there?
When we go, we have like an allotted time of like 2 hours or something, but I think you can do like an hour renting. My friend works there, so like get the perks sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Like you
it's
just
really
go there,
nice. And then I mean,
it does make sense. It's like a lounge or spa.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a spa. Yeah. But I do like it did do something in like August where I was in Asheville. And we went to this place where like it was like that. It was like super hot, like sauna type deal. You're like dying in there a little bit, but in a nice way. And then you have all of these like exfoliant like mitts, and they give you a little goat milk soap, and you have your own like dish, like copper bowl.
Oh wow!
That you like have cool water in, and you're all in there exfoliating, and it was so fun because there were like 10 of us, and it was like a small room, but I was like, this is how it's meant to be.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be in here together doing this every day.
Like the baths, like imagine if
get me in the baths with my girls.
It's like people go to get coffee. We're going to have our bath before work.
Yeah, it's kind of really awesome.
We get there 2 hours early.
Yeah, it's I wish there was something like that for all of us.
Right, man, something to dream for. So, what would you say you've learned living here?
I think that before coming here, if I had been like, oh, I really want to make music, I would probably have been discouraged by knowing how many people are doing that here. But I think what I've learned about like the people who live here is that most everyone like wants to support each other, which is really cool. So that's something that I've learned like about here and kind of about the community of people here. But like generally, I think what I've learned is just like, I don't know, you just have to like, in many ways, in many things in life, like you just have to have the audacity to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whether that be like, I'm definitely known to be like, I kind of know this person. I'm going to walk up to them right now and say hi. Because I want to and I want to know them.
Yeah.
Just things like that. I think like, it's helped me to learn about myself that like, just like how important connection is to me with other people, and how easy that can be.
Yeah. It's pretty normal to go up to someone here and be, hey, what's up? I see you online or whatever. Like,
or just like, I don't know, seen you around.
I've seen you around. Yeah. And people are like, oh, yeah, what's up, man? Or whatever. Like, yeah, no problem.
It doesn't, like, there's not really a sense of like pretentiousness about that.
Yeah.
Which, like, I mean, I want to know everybody. I'm like so curious about people. Yeah. I just want to know what they're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great here. Just going to a place at a bar, especially all the bars, everyone's usually very friendly.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, what's up? You know this person? And like you start talking, and no one's like, hey, we're with our group.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would hate that.
It's not like, what are you trying to do? Hit on one of our friends? Like, you know, like, no, I'm just
no, it's just like,
you're here and I'm here.
Yeah. Let's talk. I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah. What are you here for?
Right.
Yeah. So, what is some advice you would give to someone who's going to move here and do it?
Yeah, I mean, just that. I think like that it's very much, it feels like an open arms policy, where people like, they want to see you do well. And I think that also like I think that so much of what has been fun for me is that I have not expected anything out of, what I'm making. I'm like, oh, I hope that people like it, but I've never been like trying to get to the top or like anything like that. Just like knowing that, so much of it is just in the friends you make along the way, like just kind of like, it's really about, being here, knowing people. So much of making things and being here is about really like wanting to know people and to know yourself further, and not to like get somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I would, I guess, suggest. I'm not sure if that was super concise, but
also you have to create your own opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you said, go up and talk to people.
Nothing's just gonna like happen. I mean, unless, I don't know, maybe you're really good at like TikTok or something, but I personally am like, I don't want to do that. But yeah, but even so, like you are creating an opportunity with that kind of thing too, where you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this content, and that is like, yeah, you gotta make a move in order for the universe, whatever around you, to move as well.
You just gotta ask. Ask for it.
Yeah.
And then move, and then take action.
Right.
Action's probably the biggest part about it.
Yes, definitely.
Because you can get all excited about lifting 200 pounds until you get to the gym.
Yeah.
And then you need a new excitement.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen unless you lift a finger.
Yep. So you were talking about this earlier, but I would say, like, what is your biggest personal growth from last year?
I think that honestly, like, I had a very traumatic event, and I think that through that, I do feel a little bit more grounded and like feel like it's okay if I like can't make it to every show or things like that, where I would expect so much out of myself in order to like support people or to like be a part of something, but like there's just so much importance to like being like, actually, like I need to listen to myself and I need to rest, or yeah, so I think just like not I think I've always had, pretty decent self-awareness in that way, but actually listening and saying yes to what my body is telling me that it needs, or yeah, I think that is definitely a way that I've grown, is just like having more like self-efficacy.
Yeah, self-preservation.
Yeah.
Knowing what. Because there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
And so many people, and like you can go out and be on the scene all the time, but like that's almost a job in itself too.
Totally.
And then that'll drain you from something else you might be
like
to do.
I would go to like every one of my friends' shows like last year, and was just very much, I do love them. I want to support them and I want to be there. But then like sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, like I will like think back to that time period and I just don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy to me that I was able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot that like a few shows a week or something. Like that's a lot to commit to.
Yeah, and then if you end up like partying or drinking too, it's just like you can really exhaust yourself.
I think I turned 25 in January, and it's like I am like, oh my gosh, is this just what happens? Like I'm so exhausted all the time. I cannot like go out like after somebody's gig or something and have like a drink at Dino's or whatever. It's just not. It doesn't feel the same. I'm like ready for bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most every venue is like it's like a concrete floor, or it's like not really the best for your back.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I just got like earplugs too because I was like,
oh yeah, gotta have the earplugs.
So much.
Oh my god, I've been to too many concerts where I've definitely left with hearing loss.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing Deer Hunter like 10 years ago.
Nice.
It was so incredibly loud. It was like so like unbearably loud.
Yeah.
And for the end, it was almost didn't even seem. It seemed kind of pointless because they were just droning out.
Right.
They were just holding sustain, and it was just earth shattering. I mean, for 4 or 5 days afterwards.
Yeah.
Severe. And I was almost like, I wish I didn't even go to the show.
Right. I think, yeah, they're just like, we have to like protect ourselves because, I mean, I think about like, there have been just so many that I've gone to and never used that or never done anything to like protect my ears. That's like not cool.
Yeah. It's like, that's the one thing you can't get back.
Right.
No.
I need that.
Like, that's the one thing I probably abuse the most in my body.
Yeah, no, it's probably true for myself as well, because, I've been going to shows since I was, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
middle school, I guess. I'm not sure, but...
And it's like I'll listen to music in my room, but then I'll walk out of my room like, wow, it's really that loud in there?
Yeah.
Like, but I can't...
Totally.
You can't... Like, when you're in the vicinity, it's, like, feels normal.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Maybe, I don't know.
That's true.
But... So how do you consume media? Do you like watch YouTube or like?
I don't really watch YouTube. Recently I have a little bit, because I am very into the band Black Country New Road right now. I forgot to mention them earlier. But they have some like live like concert, like, hour long or whatever videos that I sometimes will watch. I'm just kind of like hanging out. But in terms of, I don't know, I feel like I don't really watch that much. I think that so much of like just like social media is a big one. But I do listen to a ton of music, and like I have, record player in my room, and we'll listen to music that way a lot.
Do you watch movies?
Not that much.
Or shows or anything?
Not that much. I sometimes, but it's hard for me to like get myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this now. Like, me and my best friend, we started The Last of Us like super late.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, okay, like, yeah, but like I won't watch it unless I'm with her.
Oh,
so
really?
And she doesn't live with me or anything, so it's like, and she's been touring, like doing merch stuff. So
Nice.
So like I like wait until she like comes home from that.
Oh, wow.
And we finally finished that. But yeah, now I'm like, okay, I'm not watching anything.
Nice. So like when you get home or whatever, when you're just like chilling out, is it just mostly to music or like?
Yeah, music or like, yeah, I feel like I'll be looking on Instagram. Lately I've been trying to, and this has like always been something that I know that like feels really good to me, but reading like a chapter of a book before bed.
Oh, yeah. I've heard especially reading fiction before you go to sleep is the best.
Yeah, I've been reading this like really big children's book.
Oh, yeah? What's it called?
Wildwood.
Wildwood.
Yeah, I've been reading it for so long because I'm always in between like so many books. For some reason, I start them. I need to just like get through this little lot that I have currently that's like sitting by my bed. But Wildwood's cool. I think they're making a movie soon. But it's like the guy from the Decemberists wrote it.
Oh, yeah, I know the Decemberists.
Yeah.
I remember that band.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
It's sweet.
Wildwood.
Yeah.
Children's book.
Yeah. It's got great illustrations.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that you would like to add that I might not have asked you about?
I don't know. I feel like I've had questions about you, but like I'm curious about drumming for you. Like, what do you drum? Do you have a band? Do you play in a band?
I don't have a band right now.
Okay.
But I practice daily. I teach drum lessons.
That's cool.
I mean, you saw my little zone in there.
Yeah.
I'll show you my other little practice area.
Yeah.
Downstairs. But yeah, I mean, I play basically every day.
Awesome.
I like to play. I like kind of, I guess, hard rock.
Nice.
Odd time signatures, world style music, African rhythms. What did you want to know, or what were you?
Just that, yeah. I just wanted to know, like, I guess what you do with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I do it with it, whether it's with people or not. I still do it every day.
That's awesome.
I have a mentor that I study with.
Whoa.
And
how did you get that?
Found him on Instagram.
Nice.
And liked what he was doing, and
That's
asked
really
him
cool.
to teach me, and he said yes. And he's really into West African rhythms and polyrhythms and fun stuff like that. Stuff I'm really interested in, like world beats. I read this book called African Beats and African Sensibilities, and it's by this guy named John Miller Chernoff, and he went to West Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, and studied with the Ashanti tribe of Ghana, and studied their hand drumming techniques. And then he studied with the Yorubas in Nigeria and studied their hand techniques. And then he explains kind of like, because he's an American, so he explains like their point of view to drumming and music compared to our point of view.
Yeah.
And theirs is very ritualistic and celebrational and like primal, and like says they'll play drums for 12 hours straight. Yeah. And like it'll be a ceremony for like 12 hours straight. I'm like, oh my God.
It's amazing. So, it sounds like you have like a bit of that if you're doing it every single day. Like
a bit of what?
A bit of like that ceremonious like.
Yeah, it's, I guess you could say, yeah, it's ritual to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I like a ritual.
I'm like, I'm in Music City, I'll find whoever I want to play with.
Yeah.
I'm not really a freelance drummer, I guess.
Mm.
I kind of have my own particular style, and I don't know. I'm not like, I'll play your country gig or your pop gig or whatever, you know. I kind of like some of my favorite bands are like Tool, The Police, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
Nice.
Travis Barker from Blink-182 is the reason I started playing drums.
Yeah, I used to watch videos of him in middle school.
Yeah, when I was 13 years old. Okay, so when I was 4 or 5 years old to when I was 12 years old, I wanted to be an inventor, and I was dead set on being an inventor.
That is so cool.
And then when I was 13,
an inventor.
Yeah, I wanted to build things, make things.
I went to invention camp.
Really? Mm-hmm. Invention camp?
Yeah.
Dude, every Christmas, I'd be like, Mom, Dad, this is all I want for Christmas.
Is what?
I want the Batman utility belt with the grappling gun.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I want a grappling gun so bad.
Did you ever?
No, I never got it. But here's the thing, is one day I'm going to build my own grappling gun.
Yes. Because at heart,
yeah,
you're an inventor.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
So then when I was 13, I was like, wait a minute. I'm an inventor of beats.
Yeah.
Because I was like super into Blink-182, and I was like depressed, and like, you know, you're starting to like, you know, girls or whatever, and like you have all these mixed emotions and all this stuff. And I was like, for some reason, Blink-182 like just speaks to me. And then I was like, why? Like my friends were like, Jordan, you should play bass. We need a bass player in our band. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, bass player or bass is not as cool. I was like, Travis Barker's a badass. I want to be a badass like him. And so I bought, for when I turned 14, my parents bought my friend's drum set he was selling. And then, yeah, I was dead set. You know, I was like, this is amazing.
So cool.
Yeah, I was like, he's badass. He's like, I liked it because it was like super physical. I'm a very physical person. I like to move around, I like to work out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So drumming, another really, sorry to, I feel like I'm ranting too much.
I asked a question.
So when I was younger, I was obsessed with Star Wars. I still am obsessed with Star Wars, but not near to the extent that I am or was then. And I remember when I was in 4th grade, my mom was like, Jordan, we're going to go see Attack of the Clones episode 2. And I was like, yes, like, this is awesome. And then my mom was like, we're going to go see it with Eric's family. And then I ran to my room and I cried. And my mom was like, why are you upset? And it wasn't that I didn't like Eric or his family, but it was because I didn't want to watch Star Wars with someone who didn't appreciate it as much as I did.
Oh my god!
And so, like, my 3rd grade, 4th grade self was like, this is a travesty.
No!
I can't watch this with someone who's going to take this casually. You know, this is very serious to me. And
that's very, like, darling.
Yeah, and so when I got to middle school and, you know, was having, like, depression or, like, whatever, you know, as a little middle schooler, everyone's insecure. I was like, I love Star Wars so much because it was so deep. I was like, I can study it for hours and hours, days and days, and still not know everything.
Yeah.
I was like, every character has a story. Every gun has a story. Lightsabers, like spaceships. I was like, this is incredible because it's so deep. Sports never did it for me. I thought that wasn't deep enough. And the only other thing I found that was deep enough was music, and that's like opened up a whole world to me.
Just like something I was like, very expansive.
Yeah, I can be obsessed with it. Like, and I was like, I can be obsessed with drumming.
I really appreciate people whose brains are like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't get. I mean, I am, but it's in a different way. Like, I'm not like, how do I learn how to do all of the thing? I'm like, I want to know everything about all the things that I like. Like, you know, different, or I just want to keep discovering more songs by different people who are like, I just like to dig like that, but it's not like, how do I get the skill? I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to know. I'm one of the people that's like, anything, I'll just Google it and then just go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like, for a while, I was studying the War on Terror because when the Twin Towers got hit, I was in 3rd grade. And I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
You know?
We were talking about this the other day, like if we remembered or not.
Yeah, and I remembered it exactly. Yeah. And I know exactly where I was, and I was playing with my toys while it was happening and everything. Wow. And I knew exactly, like, I had my G.I. Joes and I was watching the TV with my
G.I. Joes.
Yeah, I had
That's
like
crazy.
I had 12-inch I had dolls that I would play with.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would build I mean, yeah, I can go on and on about toys, and I was super into my action figures when I was a little kid. Mom was like, Jordan, do you want to go out for basketball? And I was like, no, Mom, I just want to play with my toys.
That's awesome.
And I was like a kid that played with his toys until he was like 12 years old.
That's sweet. I remember, I feel like I'm thinking about like the last time that we were like, okay, like when was the last day that we were like, we're done playing dolls? Like, like what happened that day that it was just like, no, it's over now.
Yeah, I think that happened when I turned 13. When I was like, yeah, she won't like me if I like that.
But
I know, but that's what it was. It
really is just, it's just what you're thinking about.
Because everybody wants to be older when you're younger. Yeah. Especially when it comes to like, I kind of like her, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, but she'll think I'm silly if I
exactly.
play with my G.I.
And you're all like all insecure.
But she probably wants to play with her Barbies too. Like, it's just so like, you know.
Like, I'll remember the first crush I ever had in middle school. I won't say their name, but they like tormented me because I didn't understand games. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had my heart was just played with so much, and I didn't understand why I was so devastated until people were like, no, Jordan, you gotta act cool, or you gotta play hard to get. You can't be too nice, friendly, whatever. And I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I still hate that. Just be upfront about everything. Why not?
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean it's not good that I let her know I like her?
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, because, dude, you have to wait. Like, I was like, this is crap.
I know. It is just like such a psychological.
And then that's when you quit going out to the playground because they're like, I don't know. Now you're going out for sports. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, that's, I guess,
cool.
in a nutshell about me.
Yeah.
So,
glad to know.
What is something absurd you love or do?
Ooh. Absurd. I don't know. Something absurd I love or do. Gosh, that's a hard one for me.
I can give you an example.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
For me, I really like vacuuming.
Oh, I do like that too.
I have a mobile car detailing business, and so I detail people's cars.
Wish I had a car.
Yeah, and so I'm, having a ball vacuuming.
That's fun. Okay, I do love that too. I really love to clean.
Oh, yeah?
Very, yeah.
Are you particular about your cleaning supplies?
I mean, I don't know about the supplies, but I just like I cannot be productive in a house that is like messy. Like if like my roommate leaves something on the table or like something like that, I'm like, that what am I supposed to do? Like that's way too much. I think of other little silly things that I like or do. I don't know. Think of anything absurd. I love to like. I don't know. I like to like. We. I like to lead people in like weird things. Like
lead people.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago, we had a party at my house. Party. It was like super small, but we just like it was like some planets were more visible than normal.
Oh.
So we had a planet party and like we laid on the ground and I made everyone do a sound circle. So like with our heads near each other, like so our heads are on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Or like
yeah.
I don't know how to yeah.
Your feet are facing out.
Feet are facing out, heads close to each other, and you're in a circle. And then like one person will like start one sound that's just you repeat it the whole time, and then whenever other people feel led to add theirs in, you would
so
do that.
Like,
yeah, well, or like more like repetitive. Like so, I would do like, zzz, 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 and then someone else would like start doing, something else.
It creates like a little.
It's just cool. Like the way that the sound is traveling is fun because your heads are so close to each other and it's all sort of going into the middle. I don't know how it works, but it's really fun. So I like doing that kind of thing. That's really fun to me.
Yeah. When you say lead people, I guess you would.
I'm the one who
that would have been your
we're
idea.
Doing this.
Everyone get on the ground.
I was like, everyone lay down. So yeah, I like doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Well,
time because I do
thank you
book club
for being here and doing this.
Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.